Hello, this is JJ. And again, thank you. Thank you, new members, for joining. It's so great to see the membership growing and growing. And, during these times in January of 2020, we do really need to stick together as patriots and as spiritually inclined people who are probably watching this particular show since this Paranormal Talks is not along the mainstream. It's not along the traditional scientific. We talk about things that we're not allowed to talk about in our Western society because we love to be rational, do we not? Well, not much rationality going on these days, is there? So we're going to talk about the Economist magazine cover, which has a reputation for portending what is coming up for us as a nation or for that particular year. This is the one from 2017. I want to talk about that and about the tarot card reference that cover made in 2017 and what is coming up for us. So let's take a look at that. Let's share the screen. We love sharing the screen. Oh, here I am. Paranormal Talks, but I want to make that go away, and let's bring up the whole series of the Economist magazine over the years. Okay, so you saw 2017, right? You saw this one, and you can see I've put in numbers here, and that's what will help us reference and talk about that today. But here's, okay, that's 2017. Here's 2018. And this had meaning. I haven't analyzed this. 2019, it had meaning. Not going to analyze that. And then 2020. So that's all we had with that. But let's jump back to the 2017, The Economist magazine. Let's reduce this so we can see it. Okay. And I'm going to be referencing tarot, since these images that were used on this 2017 magazine cover, these are based on the tarot cards. And it's based on the Rider-Waite tarot cards. These are actually tarot cards. If they don't look like this with the same images and colors, then what you're using is an oracle deck that's calling itself tarot. But it's an oracle deck using different symbols, different colors, that you have to learn and program your psychic with so you can understand what that particular language is. These tarot cards, this Rider-Waite, there are many along these lines that use the same symbols. Maybe the artist was better or not, but this is the one. So I'm going to do a brief run through. And again, I put these numbers here. I'm going to do a brief run view of 2017, 18, 19, 20. That's how I am interpreting this cover of the 2017 The Economist magazine. So this kicked off what's going to be hitting us as a nation, as a world, but particularly as a nation, all the way through to the year 2024. And if you refer to Martin Armstrong's The Socrates Quantum Computer System, it tracks with what these tarot cards are showing you. Okay, and I have some real tarot cards here that I'll be flashing up so you can see what the real tarot cards look like. Oh, I can't make myself any bigger. Okay, fine. I'll just move over a little bit. Okay, so this 2017, I feel that this is, and hindsight is 2020, is it not? It's 2020. So we have a better idea of what these symbols actually mean. So let's look at 2007, where it uses the tarot card, the Tower, which is a major arcana card. As in many of my videos, I don't just give it to you on a silver platter. I give you some education because I want you to know how to fish. I don't want to just give you a fish. That's how you starve, and that's no good. That's not what I want for you. I want you to prosper and eat lots of fish. Okay, so in 2017, the Tower. The Tower, let me tell you what that means. The major arcana overall is uh, is a is a card that indicates a destiny. It indicates a universal force that you cannot stop and that you don't have much control over. It is related to the big planets in the sky that impact the movement of nations and masses of people. And when I say big planets, they're not physically big, but they have a big, massive impact on people, on nations, on the masses of people. So Pluto is called a big planet, but it's really very tiny, but its influence is massive, the most massive influence out of all the planets. So, you know, the size. And then Uranus, and then Neptune and Jupiter. Those are what we call the big planets that impact nations, politics, economics, and the masses of people as they move and they go about their political cycles of their lives. So in 2017, the major arcana card, let me show you what it really looks like. This is the Tower. You see a crown at the top being struck by the lightning of God or the lightning of Thor, and how this ivory tower is being destroyed. And these two people falling, a king with his crown on and a regular person falling. So this was what hit us in 2017. And how I see this is that look at this. This symbol I see as Russia, and this symbol I see as the Christian nations, the Western Christian nations across Europe, as well as the United States, Canada, and all of those. Anyway, so the Tower is a card. When you see that card, if it comes up in a reading for you, it is when you will experience a sudden, massive blast that will destroy your life view, your life perception, your life situation as you know it. It is busting apart and destroying the old to make way for the new, a clearer vision, a truthful vision that you may not have been living with the Tower. That's why the elitists, the kings, they fall when that tower is struck, because the kings always think that they know best, and us little people do not. Because I'm not a king, I'm a little person. But that hit the mass consciousness, that shattered our belief, or it shattered the elitists, the globalist belief that they had everything under control in their ivory tower, where they could call the shots and not deal with the consequences, the suffering, the death, the starvation that they caused. So that's the Tower. It shocked everyone. And I got a psychic hit on this in 2014 before that hit. Okay. And then in 2018, this is when we had a new person, and this is the Trump administration, where he and these are progressive. Each one builds on the other. So after that shock, that destruction of their belief that they had everything under control, that they had the world in the palm of their hand, well, we have this guy who now has the world in the palm of his hand. And it's called Judgment. It's another major arcana card. And this also is related to the transiting planets in the sky, the big planets in the sky that impact humanity. And there's no escape from that. You can react, you can choose how to react to the shocks and the big changes, but you can't stop the shocks or the big changes. Only control your reactions to them by your behaviors, your thoughts, your words. So this card isn't a really true tarot card. Let me show you what Judgment actually looks like. Here it is. Okay, it's people coming out of their coffins. That is, they are awakening from a deep slumber, the slumber of death, the slumber of a certain belief system, and they're being called forth by an angel, a loving guardian angel of awakening. That could be Gabriel. Some of you guys may know the actual name of that angel. but it is an awakening. It's a rising from the dead. So that's what the Judgment card looks like. However, let me show you another card. This is not a major arcana card. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, it's called the Emperor. See how he sits on this throne? Now, this card looks more like what you see here in 2018 with President Trump sitting on the world, this globe. It may not actually be the world. But the Emperor, let me tell you about the Emperor. The Emperor is a card. When you see that, that is a person. It could be a man or a woman, but it vibrates to the number 4, which is a very stable, dependable number, 4. And that Emperor is like a 4. He's conservative. He looks out for his people. You can count on him. He has confidence. He has power in his decision-making ability and his emotions, most of all. So he can control things that are going around about him, because others are losing control. They're panicking. They're running in circles with their hair on fire. But the Emperor, he sits solidly, and you can count on him. A very good, stable card. Confidence, power, authority. People count on him to make the right decision for themselves, not just for himself, but for all of them. And this is standard tarot card reading stuff. Okay, and then in 2019, here we have the World. Now, the World card, this is what it really looks like. It's a naked lady in like an egg-shaped image, wreath of victory. And you can see these 4 images here. So we see the number 4 again of stability and something you can count on. Is you see these 4 images here. These correspond to the 4 fixed astrological signs, which is Aquarius, Scorpio. Even though it's an eagle, Scorpio has a higher level, which is the eagle, and then the lower, which is the scorpion, which we find very exciting and sexy until we get tired of it. And then we have Taurus, the bull, and then we have Leo, the lion. Those are the 4 astrological signs. So so with the World, a lot of everything in the world, it wasn't just America, but everything in the world was being looked at, analyzed, and it's the beginning of the breaking up of the world. And then in 2020, wasn't that an exciting year? Now that is the Hermit, where we had masses of people around the world, not just America, but across South America, Canada, Australia, Europe, were really getting on board and awakening and understanding that, oh, I've been a slave. Well, remember, I've been a slave. They were awakened in 2018, even more so. Judgment, you see them coming out of their coffin. Oh, I was awakened. Okay, so, and the rioting began. The protesting began. And here you see a crack of the globalist world as they know it. Now, this card, this is another major arcana. This is the Hermit. This is what it really looks like. You see this mature man holding the light up. I'm showing you the way to the light. That is freedom. That is a life that you control and not the globalists. But it's a maturing process. I mean, we are really rather infants in our awakening, but we're getting there because that's the only way to go. You awaken or you die. Okay, then I'm going to finish this video with this 2021 where we are in now in January 2021. And you see this now, this is very exciting. The death card is more excitement than a lot of people like. It probably may be more exciting than this tower that we experienced in 2017, which was it's one big shock. And then you adjust to it and you have a new life adjustment after you lose a lot of things, you know, beliefs and positions. But in 2021, this is a much, much deeper shock, a much deeper change. In fact, the word transformation is more in line. Here we are. This is the flag of the Rosicrucian order, which has some ties to like the Egyptians, where you die, but you never die and you come back from the dead. Well, this Rosicrucian flag of this white rose, you see the black and the white, that's death and life. It is the cycle of death and life. And death is riding on a horse, and no one escapes from death. You can see kings and paupers and everything in between coming under and falling before death. Now this card, when I do a reading, this card is transformation, not physical death of the flesh body, but a transformation of one type of life to another. And if you look at Joseph Anthony, the astrologer out of Sedona, in Arizona. He touches on this too. He doesn't use my words, but it is a transformation with the planets in the sky that they're clearly showing us. So we have astrologers seeing it in the sky, and also with this Economist magazine, where we have death in 2021. And I would say it is the death of the United States as we know it. The Martin Armstrong Socrates quantum computer system says the same dang thing. And of course, astrology does too. For America in particular, the death and transformation of America is February 22nd, 2022. That is the precise exact date, but we're going through that death and transformation right now. And truly, people physically will not make it. And this doesn't have to do with the virus, the fake virus, per the CDC website. So this is death. It is transformation. Now, the thing that concerns me is we see a bomb going off, a nuclear weapon going off, and the harvesting of souls with this sickle that death carries, and the death of a lot of the planet. There's also talk about a asteroid body type thing that has been coming at Earth, and that is supposed to hit us in the year 2021. Either way, there's no escaping this. This is a cycle that all planets and all cultures and all nations go through. Right now, the planet Earth is going through this, and it is as it is. And each one of us showed up at this time in our lifetime to experience this or do something about it or to alleviate it in some way. I don't know what we were thinking, but here we are. Here we are. And that's how it is. Okay, so that's all for this video. We are in the midst of a big, massive change, which death indicates. It is a transformation from one type of life to another. And then I'll finish up the next video with these remaining 3 cards. Okay. All right. So let's stop this here. And I'll be back with the remaining 3 cards from the Economist magazine of 2017. And this is Paranormal Talks. And this is JJ. And we'll be talking to you later. Thanks. Bye.